A breach in our defenses, Chinese hackers in US telecom networks. The United States faces a critical national security threat. Chinese hackers have infiltrated our telecommunications networks. This is not science fiction, it is the reality of modern espionage. These breaches give foreign actors potential access to sensitive data, communications, and even critical infrastructure. This situation demands immediate and decisive action. Telecom networks are the backbone of our digital world. They carry our phone calls, internet traffic, and financial transactions. When compromised, the consequences can be devastating. Imagine widespread communication outages, stolen financial data, or even manipulation of critical infrastructure. This is the potential fallout of unchecked cyber espionage. This is not just about stolen data, it's about national security. These breaches erode trust in our institutions and undermine our economic competitiveness. We must confront this challenge head-on. The security of our nation depends on it. The deep reach of digital espionage. Assessing the damage. The full extent of the damage caused by these breaches is still unknown. This uncertainty is part of what makes this threat so insidious. Hackers can lie dormant within systems for months or even years, silently collecting data and waiting for the opportune moment to strike. The potential dangers are significant. Hackers could disrupt communication networks, causing widespread chaos and economic damage. They could steal sensitive government and corporate data, compromising national security and economic competitiveness. They could even gain control of critical infrastructure like power grids or water systems, putting lives at risk. Removing these deeply embedded hackers is a monumental task. It requires sophisticated technical expertise and resources. Even then, there is no guarantee of complete eradication. The attackers often cover their tracks well, leaving behind hidden backdoors and vulnerabilities that can be exploited again in the future. The cracks in our armor. How did this happen? This breach exposes a harsh reality. Our cybersecurity infrastructure is outdated and vulnerable. For years, investment in cybersecurity has lagged behind the rapid pace of technological advancement. We are fighting 21st century threats with 20th century tools. Lax regulations have also contributed to the problem. Unlike many other developed nations, the United States lacks a comprehensive national cybersecurity strategy. This has created a patchwork of regulations and standards that are difficult to enforce and leave critical infrastructure vulnerable. The private sector, responsible for much of the nation's critical infrastructure, often prioritizes cost-cutting over security. This has resulted in outdated systems, inadequate security protocols, and a lack of skilled cybersecurity professionals. Section 4. The Cyber Battlefield, China's Digital Ambitions and U.S. Security. This incident must be viewed within the larger context of China's global ambitions. China has been aggressively pursuing technological dominance in recent years, investing heavily in artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and cyber warfare capabilities. Cyber espionage is a key component of this strategy. China's government has a long history of supporting and directing cyber attacks against foreign governments and corporations. These attacks are often aimed at stealing intellectual property, gaining access to sensitive information, and disrupting critical infrastructure. The United States cannot afford to be complacent in the face of this growing threat. We must strengthen our defenses, deter future attacks, and hold perpetrators accountable. Section 5. A call to action, strengthening our defenses in a digital age. Protecting our telecommunications networks and critical infrastructure requires a multi-pronged approach. We must modernize our cybersecurity infrastructure, implement stricter regulations, and foster global collaboration. Modernization means investing in cutting-edge technologies like artificial intelligence and machine learning to detect and respond to threats in real time. It also means attracting and training a new generation of skilled cybersecurity professionals. Stricter regulations are needed to establish clear cybersecurity standards for critical infrastructure and hold companies accountable for breaches. This includes mandating the reporting of cyber attacks and imposing meaningful penalties for negligence. Finally, international cooperation is crucial. Cyber attacks know no borders. We must work with our allies to share intelligence, coordinate responses, and develop international norms of behavior in cyberspace. The time for complacency is over. The security of our nation depends on our ability to defend our digital borders with the same vigilance as our physical ones.